This conference
Chaturmukha
will now be
Samarambham
recorded.
Vakbhadacharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Ragadirogan Sadada Anushakta Nasheshakaya Prasuda Nasheshan Aulsukya Moha Aradidan Jakhana Yo Purva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai. Namaste to all of you, and we are back in Roganutpadiya. We will start with the 24th shloka today. Dharayettu sada vegan hidaishi pretyacheha cha lobha irshya dvesha malsarya ragadinam jitendriyaha. We have concluded the shloka earlier one. Nirdishtam sadhanam tatra bhuvishtham yetutan prati tadascha anegadha praya pavano yat pragupyadi Annavan Aushadham Tasya Yunjidado Nulomanam. That we completed, and today we will be starting with the Dharayettu Sada Vegan Hidaishi Pretyachehacha Lobhe Irshya Dvesha Malsarya Ragadinam Jitendriya. So we discussed about Adharaniya Vegas. Now certain Vegas are listed as Dharaniya Vegas. Sada Dharayed. Sada Dharayed. That is the list, that is the speciality of these Vegas. Iha Pretya cha Hidaishi. Iha Pretya cha Hidaishi. Iha, in this world, Pretya cha, in the other world, post death. Hidaishi. Hidaishi. Somebody who is looking for Hitam. Yah Purushaha Swahitam Icchan. That is how the Arunadatta comments on it. Hidaishi. Iha cha pretya cha hidaishi dharayed. Dharanam kuryad. Vegan. Certain Vegas. Sada. Not sometimes, but always. Which are the Vegas? Lobhe irshya dvesha malsarya ragadinam. Lobhe irshya dvesha malsarya ragadinam. Lobham, irshya, dvesha, malsarya, ragadi. Adi. The list is not stopped, concluded. It continues. Adi. Lobham. Lobham is the uncontrolled desire to acquire more and more. Dhanam, sambat, to acquire more and more. That is lobham. Uncontrolled desire to accumulate. Irshya. Irshya is the jealous nature. Asuya. Parotkarsha asahanam. Hemadri. Parotkarsha asahanam. Irshya. Dvesham. Dvesham. Para apagarecha. Hemadri. Para apagarecha. Vairam. Arunadatta. Vairam. Hatred. Then Malsaryam. Malsaryam, Krodha Shilata, Paraguna Asahishnutvam, intolerance, unwanted quarrels, competition. Malsaryam. Ragam. Rago, Vishayasakti, uncontrolled desire. Preeti. Ragam. Adinam. Whatever is left, that also can be included. Ragadi Rogan, we all know the context. Aulsukya Moha Aradikrit. Aulsukya Moha Aradidan. So, such Vegas Sada Dharayed Iha Pretya Chahitaishi. Then, one concluding word, Jitendriyaha. Jitendriyaha. So, this should be done, this Vega Dharanam should be done. Jitendriyaha. Arunadatta explains, Jitendriya Shabdena Lobhadi Vega Vidharane Upayam Darshayadi. Jitendriya eva edan dharayidum shakto nanya ityarthaha. Jitani dandani indriyani manashasthani chakshuradini vishayanam anabhilashukataya yena sa jitendriyaha. Vishayanam anabhilashukataya. So it is taming the indriyas, 5 jnanendriyas and the manas. Manashashtani chakshuradini dandani jitani sah jitendriyaha. So jitendriyaha, Hemadri, jitendriyaha san indriya jayavan dharayed. Jitendriyaha san idi indriya jayavan dharayed. Natu bhayadina. Natu bhayadina. Bhayadi dhrutanam, this lobhadi veganam rogahedutvad. So they are to be controlled, suppressed, not out of fear or not out of any such emotions, but they are to be controlled by taking control over the senses and the mind, jitendriyaha. Then only it is going to be swasthya karanam. Otherwise, it is going to be roga karanam. Dharayet tu sada vegan hitaishi pretya chehaja lobhirshya dvesha malsarya ragadinam jitendriyaha. So with that, the Vega Pragaranam is over. First, the list of Vegas which should not be controlled or unnecessarily produced or driven. Whereas here we find a list of Vegas which are to be taken control over. Then the chapter is Roganutpadaniyam. We have seen that Roga Sarve Bijayante Vegodhirana Dharanaihi. And while explaining that line, we saw that doesn't mean that all diseases are caused by Vegodhirana Dharana, but Vegodhirana Dharana can cause all diseases. So there may be other reasons as well which can make one person sick. So when we discuss a chapter called Roganutpadiyam, there will be many other things as well which are to be included. So the chapter continues like this. Yadeta cha yatha kalam malanam shodhanam prati. Yadeta cha yatha kalam malanam shodhanam prati. Malanam shodhanam prati yatha kalam yadeta cha. Also, you have to put efforts on doing shodhanam of the mala. See, not even the word dosha is used, but it is mala. Yatha kalam, timely, appropriately, promptly. So these things are to be taken care of. Why? Atyartha sanjidastehi kruddha syuh jividachidaha. Atyartha sanjidastehi kruddha syuh jividachidaha. Atyartha sanjitaha kruddhaha te jividachidaha syuh. First they come to the level of sanjayam, atyartha sanjayam, kropam, and once in the kupita stage they can bring about vyadhis which can be fatal. Jividachidaha. So malanam shodhanam prati yatha kalam yadeta cha. Why? To keep healthy, to make sure that Roganutpadiyam is achieved. Yatha kalam. Yatha kalam needs explanation, which we will find later. Yatha kalam is further explained. In this context, Ashtanga Sangraha makes a very broader statement. He comes up with an example first. Kramad apangepi manau pangovasyam bhavatyataha uttistheda yatha kalam malanam shodhanam prati. He first comes with some sort of a metaphorical explanation about the necessity of this yatha kala shodhanam. Kramad apangepi manau pangaha avasyam bhavati. Apange api manau. Apangam without any pangam. Pangam is the dirt or the blemishes or the whatever is there which can be formed on manau. Mani here means a pot. Mani. So apange api manau kramad avasyam pangaha bhavati. Apange manau api kramad pangaha avasyam bhavati. Even if you keep water in an apanga mani, a pot without any dirt, and the water is also without any impurities, still kramad, in the course of time, there will be some sort of a pangam, some dirt will be getting collected, accumulated over a period of time, like the sliminess which you feel inside the pot. So in the same way, even if you are swastha, as you proceed through the course of time, your srotas is going to be upaliptam, coated by some sort of a pangam, some sort of a dirt, some sort of a upalepam. So that in the course of time is going to bring about dukkha. We have seen it. The word dukkham, kham means srotas, du means dushtam. So dukkham means dushta srotas. So as and when your srotas, rasavaha srotas, or whichever srotas is going to get accumulated with the sort of dirt that is going to be there even with the swastha as he goes through the course of time, like a pot with no dirt filled with water, in the course of time getting coated with some dirt, your srotas is also going to be afflicted. So uttishteda, uttishteda, some sort of a jagrata is required. Some sort of an alertness is to be maintained. For what? Yatha kalam malanam shodhanam prati. Yatha kalam malanam shodhanam prati. Otherwise, Ashtanga Hridayam makes a statement. Atyartha sanjitastehi kruddhaha syuhu jividachidaha. Atyartha sanjitaha te kruddhaha jividachidaha syuhu. But in Ashtanga Sangraham, he is making a big, huge statement out of that single line. Chayakashtham uparuhya. Chayakashtham uparuhya kurvade te hyubekshitaha prayasya suchirenapi bheshajadveshino gadan. Te, that doshas or malas which are left unattended in terms of shodhanam, te, so upekshitaha te, they were left unattended. Upekshitaha te chayakashtham uparuhya. Chayakashtham uparuhya, they achieve or attain, acquire, reach that chayakashtha. Then make a breach further. And prayasaha suchirena api, maybe, need not be immediately, but in the course of time, suchirena api, even though it may not occur in the immediate present, bheshajadveshinaha gadan, bheshajadveshinaha gadan kurvate. Bheshajadveshi, bheshajadveshinaha, somebody or something which can withstand, resist the interventions you make in the name of chikitsa, in the name of chikitsa, which can withstand or resist or deny or go beyond the interventions that you're going to make in the name of chikitsa. Bheshajadveshino gadan, and a huge list of such gadam, vyadhi, is given, which are to be seriously taken care of. I'll be just reading out. I'm not going to explain any of these vyadhis, just going through the lines offhand. Adisthaulya nisadana meha kushtha hridaujasan. Hridaujas is a type of sannipadam. Srodorodha aksha vibhramsha swasa swayadhu panduta tripti pramīlaga alasya grahani Arsho Bhagandaran Pliha Vidrathi Visarpa Mada Sannyasa Pinasan Ama Urustambha Jadhara Krichra Alasaga Dandagan Chardi Ganda Krimi Grandhi Tandra Duswapna Darshanam Kandhamayan Murdharujam Pranasham Buddhi Nidrayoho Tejo Varna Balanamcha Trupyado Brahmanairavi Trupyado Brahmanaihi Brahmanaihi Trupyataha Abhi. Even if you feed the person with the best available Brahmana stuff, even if you try to feed or nourish this person with the best available Brahmana stuff, Trupyado Brahmanairapi Buddhi Nidrayoho Tejo Varna Balanam Cha Pranasham Kurvate. Tejo Varna Balanam Buddhi Nidrayoho Cha Pranasham Kurvate. Sometimes we may be able to read between the lines the possibility of the n number of emerging neurodegenerative, senile, age-related changes which can be named A, B, C, D or whatever it is. Tejo Varna Balanam Buddhi Nidrayoho Cha Pranasham. And we try to replenish the lost ojas to compensate the balam with the best available stuff in terms of their brahmana capacity, but still they are not going to work. Why? Ujitairapi cha aharaihi, that is added on to the brahmana. Ujitaihi cha aharaihi, not only the brahmana stuff, but ujitaihi aharaihi cha. We are trying to nourish ujitam, sakmyam, shilitam. With such aharas, we are trying to bring him up. But it is not going to work because yasmadasya vahandina doshobalittavadanaha rasam rasavaha siraha. Asya doshobalittavadanaha rasavaha siraha rasam na vahandi. That is the reason. Asya, as far as that person is concerned, his doshopalipta vadanaha rasavaha siraha. Doshopalipta vadanam. That is the upalepam what I told. That is what is explained with the example of that pot without any dirt, any blemish on it, but still getting afflicted by, in spite of the best quality of the water preserved in it, in the course of time it is going to be afflicted by that dirt or coating inside. In the same way, this person's rasavaha siraha is going to become doshobhalipta vadanaha, and they fail to carry rasam. When your capacity, the capacity of your rasavaha srotas to carry rasam, you become aged, you become vritha. You are reaching the point from which the projectile is going to take the downward curvature. Asya doshobhaliptavadanaha rasavaha siraha rasam navahanti. That is the reason Vagbhara gives to do proper yathakalam shodhanam. Vamanadi nado yunjyad swasthasya yatha vidhi. Swasthasya eva yatha vidhi shodhanam kuryad. Vamanadin kuryad. This is a conflicting statement for some authors or from some acharyas, because at one point it is discussed with the Hemadri commentary. At one point, Hemadri quotes Sushruta that swastha does not need shodhana. Bhishaja shodhanam prahu varjyam swasthena sarvada. Pannagasyeva ghorasya doshasya samudiranam. If you venture into the act of doing shodhanam for a swastham, it is actually a foolish act, as if you are going to increase the poison, the level of poison in a snake. That is how certain acharyas, and the Hemadri is defending the ideas very beautifully. That is also to be kept in mind. Dvividho hi swasthaha, sanjita doshaha, asanjita doshaha cha. Tatra adyo vidher vishayaha. What or whom we are referring about in this context is the sanjita dosha swasthaha, aparaha pradishedhasya. As far as asanjita dosha swastha is concerned, what Sushruta comments can be true. And he is explaining how logical his standpoint is, which is just of an academic interest or a textual interest, which is not of much value. You can find it at the end of his commentary, Hemadri. Nanu sanjayo vaishamyam cha rogaha nirogascha swasthaha idi sanjita doshasya na swasthyam ma evam chayo vruddhi swadhamnyeva pradvesho vruddhi hedushu viparita gunecha cha kopastu unmargagamida linganam darshanam swesham aswasthyam roga sambhavah idi kopa lakshaneshu aswasthyam roga sambhavascha pathata acharyena Chaya lakshaneshu swasthyam roga asambhavascha iti jnapitam ataha sanjita doshaha api swastha iti, which is more about some sort of a verbal struggle or a verbal exercise. Anyway, the point which he is trying to establish is of interest. Then next, dosha kadajit kupyandi jita langhana pajanaihi. Dosha kadajit kupyandi jita langhana pajanaihi ye tu samshodhanaihi shuddha na tesham punarudbhavah. Dosha kadajit kupyandi jita langhana pajanaihi ye tu samshodhanaihi shuddha na tesham punarudbhavah. That is the logic behind the advice or the suggestion to go for this shodhana chikitsa. Lankhanapajanaihi jitaha doshaha, lankhanapajanaihi jitaha doshaha kadajit kupyandi. But ye doshaha samshodhanaihi shuddhaha tesham na punarudbhavah. Generally, we take or drag these two lines out of context to justify our act of doing shodhana chikitsa even in the least indicated situations. That is not right, that is not fine. Here the context is very specific. If you feel that an apparently swastha person is still sanjita dosha as established by multiple factors of evaluation, then there is logic behind selecting or going for a Shodhana Chikitsa. Otherwise, I think that need not be made as a rule or a law outright. So that is it. Dosha kadajit kupyandi jita langhana pajanaihi yetu samshodhanaihi shuddhaha na tesham punarudbhavaha. If you go to the 16th chapter of the Sutrasthanam Charagam, we will find this explained it with another metaphor. Doshanam ja drumanam cha mule enubahate sati roganam prasavanam cha gadanam agadirthruva. That is how Charaga explains this. Doshanam ja drumanam cha. Doshas are like trees. Mule enubahate sati. If the roots are not cut, mule anubahate sadi roganam prasavanam cha gadanam agadir dhruva. Dhruva, definitely. Agati, sprout. Roganam prasavanam cha. As far as doshas are concerned, if their roots are not cut, definitely they are going to spring up as diseases, as happening in the case of trees, the roots of which are not cut later come up with fresh buds, fresh sprouts. So that is the upama used by Charaga to make the idea more understandable, more perceivable. Fine. Then with that Rutu Shodhanam or Yathakala Shodhanam is also concluded. So this Yathakala Shodhanam is also an effective tool or indispensable tool for Roganutpadiya. Very important. Then, so Shodhanam is over. Now, what should be done to make sure that there is no Utpatti of Rogam? Yathakramam yathayogam ada urdhvam prayojayed rasayanani siddhani vrishyayogamscha kalavid. Yathakramam yathayogam ada urdhvam prayojayed rasayanani siddhani vrishyayogamscha kalavid. Ada urdhvam. Ada urdhvam means samshodhanad urdhvam. Yathakramam, keeping some sort of an order. Yathayogyam, making a proper assessment about the suitability of the candidate, appropriateness of the candidate. Yathayogam, taking due consideration as far as the selection of the procedure is concerned, selection of the medicine or the material concerned. Ada urdhvam prayojayed, prayojayed, prakarshena yojayed, taking all these factors into consideration. Rasayanani siddhani, siddhani rasayanani, siddhani bahusho drishta bhalani. Hemadri, siddhani bahusho drishta bhalani, which are foolproof. Siddhani means foolproof. Rasayanani, not only rasayana but vrishyayogan cha, vrishyayogan cha. Kalavid, kalavid. Kalam is kshanadir vyadhyavastha cha. Kalavatra kshanadir vyadhyavastha cha. Kalavid is some sort of a position or degree awarded to the bhishak. Kala with bhishak, rasayanani, vrishyayogan cha prayojayed. So that is also essential for Roganutpadaniyam. So Vegam Adharaniyam, Vegam Dharaniyam, then Yathakala Shodhanam, then Rasayanani, then Vrishyayogamscha may be taken together, then general Brahmanam. General Brahmanam. Actually, they are all coming together, but conceptually or to the core, there are differences. Rasayanam, Vajikaranam, and now Bheshajakshapite Pathyamahare Brahmanam Kramad Shali Shashtiga Godhuma Mudgamamsa Kritadibhihi. There are some Padha Bhedam. Mudga Mamsa Rasadibhihi is one Padham. Then Godhuma Mamsa Kshira Kritadibhihi is another Padham. So there are multiple options. I think all are relevant or all can be used also. So we were going through a Shodhana Chikitsa. Ideally, this Vakyam may be connected with that Shodhana Chikitsa. After a Shodhana Chikitsa, even if it is done in a Swastha, even if it was a part of a preventive health strategy, like Rutu Shodhanam, still the act of intervention with a Shodhana Chikitsa brings Karshanam. Even if done with the purest of the intentions, Shodhana Chikitsa causes Karshanam, Kshapanam, Kshinam. And such a person is known as Bheshaja Kshapitaha, Chikilsa Kshapitaha, Aushadha Kshapitaha, Kshapitaha Karisitaha, Kshinaha. In such a person, due consideration should be given, due time should be spared to bring him back to his normal nourishment status. Soon after the Shodhana Chikitsa, you are not supposed to leave him, discharge him, send him back to his routine. What should be done? Bheshajakshapite Kramad Aharaihi Brahmanam Pathyam. Pathyam is Hitam as well as Chikilsitam. Chikilsitam, Hitam, Pathyam, Prayaschittam, Bhishagidam, Bheshajam, Shamanam, Shastam, Paryayai, Smrutam, Aushadham. So here, Pathyam also reflects the importance of this protocol, what we are going to discuss, as a Chikilsa, as part of the Chikilsa itself. It is not optional, it is mandatory. It is not optional, it is mandatory. How to be practiced? That is the next line. Shali Shashtiga Godhuma Mudgamamsa Kridadibhihi. Then Hrudya Deepana Bhaishajya Samyogad Rujipakti Rujipakti. This Shali Shashtiga Godhuma Mudgamamsa Kridadibhihi. Rujidam Paktidam. That is Rujipaktidam. Rujidam. How to bring Ruji? By doing samskara with Hridya Bhaishajyam. How to ensure Pakti? By doing samskara with Deepana Bhaishajyam. So with Hridya Deepana Bhaishajyam, make sure that the stuff is becoming Hridyam as well as Rujidam and Paktidam. Then along with that, during that recovery period, what can be done? Sabhyangudvartana niruha snehavastibihi. So here the niruha snehavasti, abhyangam, udvartanam, snanam, all these things are advised precisely during the recovery period or the convalescence period post treatment, not post disease but post treatment, because this is basically meant for Roganutpadiya. So as a rule, we may go through the ideas explained and understand that Snehavasti and Kashayavasti in a swastha is practiced not as the major treatment but as supporting during the recovery period. It is very important. Then what is advantage? Tatha salabhade sharma. Tatha salabhade sharma. Sarvapavaka padavam. Sarvapavaka padavam. Dhi varna indriya daurbalyam. Sorry, vaimalyam. Dhi varna indriya vaimalyam. Vrishadam dairghyam तथा स लभते शर्म सर्वपावकपाडवं धीवर्णेन्द्रियवैमल्यं वृषदां दैर्घ्यमायुषः. If you go through this protocol of intervention, whatever we have explained so far, तथा तेन प्रकारेण पूर्वं शोधनं तदो ब्रह्मणं तदो रसायन प्रयोगमित्येवं रूपेण. अरुणदत्त. सह शर्म लभते. शर्म स्वास्थ्यं. स्वास्थ्यं अनुग्रहं. सुत्वं, a status of sukham. Sukham, status of sukham. Again, as we explained, dukkham is the status of the gham in dushtam. Then sukham is the status of gham in su. Swasthyam. Sarvapavaka padavam. Sarvapavaka padavam. Padavam, excellence, proficiency of Sarvapavaka, of all Agnis. Sarvapavaka padavam. Dhi varna indriya vaimalyam. Dhi varnam indriya vaimalyam. Indriya vaimalyam. Vrishadam. Vrishata. Vrishata. Dairghyam ayushah. Ayushah dairghyam. Ayushah dairghyam. Tatha salabhade sharma sarvapavaka padavam. Every word is important because this is the offer actually. This is the offer. Because in the beginning we find one shloka. Ayukamayamane dharmartha sukha sadhanam ayurvedopadesheshu videya paramadaraha. Dharmartha kama mokshanam arogyam moolam uttamam rogastasya apahartara. Charakam. So videya paramadaraha. What is the benefit? So you can connect these two lines as the next portion of that ayukamayamanena. Of course, there it is told as ayukamayamanena. Prayojanam is ayu. Ayus is the prayojanam. And that ayus is important because it is the dharmartha sukha sadhanam. But now this is a more attractive offer. If you follow that Ayurvedopadesham, tatha salabhade sharma. Tatha salabhade sharma. Sarvapavaka padavam. Dhivarnendriya vaimalyam. Vrishadam dairghyam ayushaha. And if you go through another condition explained as ojakshayam, you will find that bibhedi durbalo, abhikshnam dhyayadi, vyadhitendriyaha. Here it is indriya vaimal. You take each one. Duchchaya, durmano, rukshaha, bhaved kshamascha talkshaye. So that will give you some sort of a link, interconnectedness, which is hidden between the status of enjoying perfect health, sharma, sukham. Vaidya Nilesh, are you there? I think Nilesh is not
We
there.
can hear.
Yes. Okay, I can hear. I can hear. So shall we conclude here
Yes.
now today?
Still 10 minutes are there.
Yeah, but I have to retire a little bit earlier today.
Oh, okay, sir. No problem at all. We can conclude, sir, today then.
Yes, yes. We will finish the chapter in our next session.
Yes, yes, definitely, sir. We can finish it on Sunday.
Okay.
So we'll conclude, sir, today.
Yes. Okay. Bye.
Yes. Thank you, sir.